Julia. How are you, darling?
Yes, good, Chrissy. How are you?
Really good, really
That's
good. Over here in hot New Zealand. So last time I was talking to you, it was beautiful, sunny weather, and I was kind of like showing off because New Zealand was so good. We've got Queensland weather now. It's
ah
hot, steamy, humid.
well, and we've swapped. We've got yours. Last time I spoke to you, it was so revolting here in January. We were having 35 degrees days. It was just disgusting. And then we've had this lovely cool change. And when I do my walks, this beautiful breeze from the river, and it's like this isn't February weather. I don't understand. So I'm hoping it's going to stay like this.
Well, I hope we get some of that.
Yes, yeah, we all need to share it around.
Yeah, we do, we do,
Yeah.
we do. Oh, good to have a little chat with you. I really just want to have a chat to see, so you can share your experiences in with what you've had with Hormonal to Hot, and you've been in the program for what, 4 months?
Yeah, I joined in October, towards the end of October
Okay,
last year. So October 2021, towards the end. Yeah.
about 3 or 4 months, and we've just been, discussing things, stressful times and how we, obviously since COVID just makes things life much more stressful. But tell me, tell me why was it so important to get on a call and join Hormonal to Hot? Like, where were you at?
Yeah, well, like most women, in my 40s, training, feeling fabulous, eating well, but also socializing. And you can eat what you want. And yeah, drinking, you know that it doesn't really affect you because you're training so much, you're eating really well. When I was turned 50, I felt the best I've ever felt. I looked fabulous. I felt fabulous. I was so fit, doing so much hit and all this training, ridiculous. And then just 2 years later, like when I hit 52, it just sort of all of a sudden hit me. And I couldn't train the way I used to train. I was tired. I wasn't sleeping. I was gaining weight. I had sore joints, aches and pains, just all those, we all know the menopause symptoms. And I thought, right, it's okay. I can do this on my own because I've done it. I've been through my 40s. I know what to do. And it just nothing worked. Nothing worked. So I spent 2 years just, trying to restrict, tried keto, tried intermittent fasting, all those things. And, you and I have discussed it when I joined. You think you're doing all the right things, but nothing's changing. And so I listened to the Sexy Aging podcast and I heard you. Yes. Yeah. You were interviewed on that, talking about,
Yes.
hormonal to hot. And I thought, wow, this sounds really good. So, I looked you up and I thought, yeah, definitely, I'm going to do a call with you. And yeah, I have never looked back. It's been the best thing I have done because I have lost say 4.5 kilos. Now, it's not even about losing that weight. It's about fitting back into my clothes because my body, your body shape changes. Most
Exactly.
women,
Yeah.
and it's about fitting back into your clothes, going into your cupboard and going, gee, I want to wear that today, and just grabbing it, putting it on, and go, oh wow, I feel well, I feel good in that. It's about, my sleep has improved so much more. It's just everything that you tell us to do. If you do it, it works. The macros. I've always been interested in that, but never actually done it. Even though I've done my Fitness Pal, I've just been doing it, keeping to a calorie amount.
Yep.
But you have opened me up to that whole macro, protein, fats and carbs, and just how important that is.
Yep.
Like, that's really amazing. And, just your training, like back into really good weight training.
So good, right?
So important. And also I was overtraining.
Yes, I know. I pulled you back from stuff, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
O-
Honestly.
Overtraining. And it's just, you get those endorphins and that
Yes.
adrenaline and you can do it, but it's actually doing you so much more damage.
Yep. Yep.
Than what you think. So you have just, it's amazing. And your coaching calls I love because I learn something every week. More than one thing. I learn several things every week. So, it's just amazing. But my cravings, I was amazed because I'm a big chocolate, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I want some chocolate. I want some chocolate. No. And I could look at hot chips and go, I don't actually want that
Isn't
because
that
you've
amazing?
taught me how to fuel your body. And
Yes.
I'm fueling my body for what it needs to do. And I don't need all those other things because
Yes.
I'm eating the right things.
Amazing, eh? Like that, there's definitely, like Renelle was definitely one other who said, I can't believe I don't want chocolate anymore. You know, she said, I've had that craving for years.
Yes. And
Start eating properly and you don't crave it.
yes. And I thought I was doing the right thing. You know, I remember I shared with you some of my recipes, like my chocolate brownies and my nut
Yeah.
bars, granola bars. I thought I'm eating really well, but I just had no idea how much fat was
I
in all
know.
those nuts and the nut butter that I was having. And I'm like, but it's nut butter. It's got it. And of course you can have little bits of that,
Yep.
It's
Yep.
all about moderation. But yeah, it's been incredible. I have never looked back. And everyone I speak to, like I was talking to my sister in Canberra, and I like, you got to get onto this girl. Like,
It's
you've got to
awesome.
get on. If you really want to, like, that's the thing. You've got to really want to do it.
You do, don't you? I think there comes a
Yeah.
point where you're like, okay, I'm at this this crossroads. I don't
Yeah.
want to go down that line. I don't want to be that frumpy, grumpy, overweight woman. You know, menopause is going to come whether you like it or not. And we've
Yes.
got to be in the best position to transition. Otherwise, you've got to change tact. You know, you've got
Oh,
to change what you do. And like you said, you've got such a good understanding now of nutrition, of training, etc. And it filters into every part of your life, right?
it really does. Like, I have so much more energy now. My sleep's better. Just listening to everything that you've said, do this, do this, do this. My temperature, I could not believe. I never thought, you're going, it'll come, it'll come. I'm like, "Mwah, it's not coming." Well, now it's 36.8. I'm like, woo, which I always thought it was, but that's during the day, not first thing in the morning.
That's just so interesting. Temperature, taking that temperature first thing in the morning is one of the best indicators of where your
Yeah.
metabolism is at. Yeah.
And that's what this is all about, right? Kickstarting your metabolism so that
Yes.
your body is doing what it's meant to do and you're
Yep.
fueling it to do that. So
Definitely.
I just thank you so much. Like, I just,
Oh, my pleasure. Like it's just been so good to connect with you.
I know it's just been, it was just meant to be.
Yep.
It was just meant to be that I contacted you, and the program's great. And, I was always doing my fitness pal, so that wasn't too difficult for me. But the spreadsheet, like, I know it takes a little bit of time, but stop complaining. Do you want results or not?
Exactly. And it's like I say to women, okay, you can rock up to the bank and say, I want a loan because I really, really want a new car. I want that new car. And they're like, sure, how much money's, have you got coming in? What's going out? And you're like, oh, I don't know. Well, what are they gonna tell you? They're gonna send you home with a spreadsheet so you can come back with the numbers. So whether we like it or not, whether we like, emptying the dishwasher or doing the ironing or not, we've got to do some stuff that we don't really like doing to get the results that we want.
Absolutely, absolutely. You've got to put the work in. And, I just look at it as like, okay, I've got to do this. I've got a plan. I meal prep every Sunday. And it's like, if I want the results, this is what I've got to do. And you know what? I've got to just manage my time better and go, well, is it
Yes.
really important that I sit down and watch that Netflix show? I can do it once I've done this.
Yep.
So just prioritizing and getting
So
all
true.
your ducks in a row. Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I've really noticed with you too, Julia, is how you're a very social person, right? And this is what I'm like too. I'm very social. And so it's come Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, oh, but I drink wine. What am I going to do? So I've watched you, and and I never say to a woman you have to eliminate it, but you've got to reduce it. You have to. If you want those results, you've got to reduce it. So that's exactly what you've done. And now
Yeah.
you haven't stopped socializing. You've just managed to incorporate good skill sets and tools to still socialize and not be able to and not have to do what everyone else is doing.
Absolutely. And I've also realized, like, in cutting back on my alcohol substantially, I feel better. I wake up better. I look at my tracking sheet. I can see, oh, my heart rate's good. My temperature's good. Because when you're drinking, your heart rate just, it just
Yep,
rate,
it
it just
does.
gets raised. So it's amazing. Yeah. And you don't have to stop doing all those things. You just have to figure out a different way and a different tact.
That's exactly it.
Because
That's
I don't want to ever give up alcohol. I love it. I love my glass of wine.
it. Same,
Yeah.
same. Yep, it's
Yeah.
just knowing what
But
to
you
do.
don't have to. You don't have to. You just have to reduce. And I was thinking, if I have to go without it for 6 months, that's okay. But you actually don't. You can have the odd one here and there. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Well, I am really excited for these next few months, and really
Yes.
excited when that shoulder gets better and we can get back into some real weight training.
I
But
cannot wait.
like these things happen, so it's how do I
Yes.
manage things in the meantime, and that's what you've been able to nail and do as well.
Absolutely, because a lot of people go, I'm injured, that's it, give up, I can't do anything. I'm like, no, actually, I've got to work harder.
Yep.
I've got to track everything, make sure, I'm eating everything right and do what training I can do. And that's why I'm,
Definitely.
doing so much walking, even though I was doing that already. But I'm like, right, if you can't do the weights, get out and do a walk, do the band training that you've given me. You just have to substitute. I can still do abs, I can still do legs.
Right. That's right. Yep. Definitely. No, that's good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome, darling. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Oh, thanks, Chrissy. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay. See you, Julia.
Okay, bye.